At the beginning of the 1930s in Germany, tens of millions of Germans fell under the spell of Adolf Hitler and his Nazism. Are Germans evil by nature, or was something else behind Hitler's success? In history, we learn about everything they did to the Jews, how they behaved in the conquered territories, and what they did. One wonders, how could anyone do that? I would never take part in it and never become a Nazi. Trust me, you would. There is even evidence for it. In the 1960s, an experiment took place at a school in the United States that shocked everyone.
Well, after the war, the Germans claimed they knew nothing of the concentration camps or the killing. Laurie?
Eric's right. How could the Germans sit back while the Nazis slaughtered people all around them and say that they didn't know anything about it? How could they do that? How could they say that?
The teacher wanted to show the pupils how easy it is to establish a dictatorship and simulated its creation in the school environment. Result? The experiment got out of the hand. The students, just like you, despite their knowledge of war events, completely fell for the established dictatorship and were not giving to give up the new order. The experiment ended with the teacher being fired. The movie Die Welle, The Wave, was even created based on the motives of these events. Now let's see how the teacher managed to fanatize everyone and what is the magic of dictatorship that we can succumb to.
Also welche sozialen Strukturen notwendig sind?
Geht es etwas lauter, bitte? Danke.
Also unser
Hey, Ferdi! Setz dich einfach nochmal hin. Überleg dir vorher deine Antwort. Und zwar knapp. Ich weiß, dass du das kannst.
Hohe Arbeitslosigkeit und soziale Ungerechtigkeit.
Gut so. Links, rechts, links, rechts, links, rechts, links, rechts.
Ich glaube, so langsam haben wir es verstanden, Herr Wenger.
Das glaube ich nicht. Diese Übung verfolgt ja noch einen anderen Zweck.
Welchen?
Unter uns ist der Anarchiekurs von Wieland. Und ich möchte, dass der Putz von der Decke auf unsere Feinde niederprasselt.
Jetzt, wo wir so viele sind, brauchen wir doch auf jeden Fall einen Namen, oder?
Sehr gut. Das wäre auch mein nächster Punkt gewesen. Habt ihr irgendwelche Vorschläge?
Club der Visionäre.
Die Welle.
Musste ja von dir kommen.
Das ist doch super, oder? Passt doch.
Stimmt. Ich möchte, dass ihr eure ganze Kreativität der Welle zur Verfügung stellt. Für die gesamte Gemeinschaft.
Ja, okay, dann mache ich uns ein Profil bei MySpace.
Meine Tante hat eine Maschine dafür.
Oder wir könnten so Tattoos machen, hier so am Arm.
Was hast du überhaupt für ein schickes Hemdchen an? Hat deine Mutter das gekauft?
Bisschen Ruhe, Wichser! Hey, bleib doch mal ganz ruhig. Ist ein Problem oder was? Wenn ihr Tim nicht in Ruhe lasst, gibt's Klatsche, verstanden?
Schon okay.
Die Welle hat uns alle gleich gemacht. Herkunft, Religion und soziales Umfeld spielen keine Rolle mehr. Wir gehören alle einer Bewegung an. Seit Jahren geht es mit Deutschland bergab. Wir sind die Verlierer der Globalisierung. Aber die Politik will uns weismachen, dass immer mehr Leistung der einzige Weg aus der Krise ist. Aber Politiker sind nur Marionetten der Wirtschaft. Aber in Wirklichkeit ist es doch so. Die Armen werden immer ärmer und die Reichen immer reicher. Die Welle ist der einzige Weg, dieser Entwicklung entgegenzutreten. Denn gemeinsam können wir alles schaffen. Wir haben hier heute die Möglichkeit, Geschichte zu schreiben.
Do you also feel part of the wave now? Does watching it make you feel good? Have you started doing the wave greeting with your hand? Then you have already fallen for the dictatorship. In Germany, you would already be Nazis. Well, what if not? Either you go with us, or you are against us. What captivated everyone so much that even the teacher fell under the force of the wave? These are the basic principles of dictatorship. Cult of personality. Did you notice how the teacher expertly explained the benefits of having the student stand up, take a brief and give a brief answer when prompted? He also asks about their feelings. In this way, the teacher forms his natural authority, thanks to which he is elected the leader of the whole group. The students feel that what he says makes sense and has a scientific basis. After all, they have just convinced themselves of this. So they can trust him and there is no reason to question his positions, orders or advice. After all, I have already convinced myself that he is right. A cult of personality is thus created around the personality of the teacher, from whose reach it is very difficult to escape. You would have to question your darling. Discipline, unity, and collective behavior. Why did they rehearse the military march? They showed each other how strong discipline and unity are. That if everyone follows the set rules, everyone contributes their part, together they will be unstoppable and invincible. That there is strength in unity. When students learn for themselves the power of discipline and unity through military marching and water polo, they are even willing to step back from their original opinions and personal beliefs. It won't be exactly my way, but if we come to an agreement, the result will exceed all of our expectations. Common enemy. And where did they test the power of unity and discipline? Well, on your enemies, the anarchists. When they progressed together and disciplined, they overthrew the anarchist class below them. They also managed to outwit the anarchist gang in the city. The leader himself called anarchists enemies. And he is always right. It is always necessary to find an enemy on whom all the problems of the regime fit. The scapegoat can be anyone, often a minority. There are fewer of them than us. It will not be a problem to get rid of them. They can be anarchists, Jews, gypsies, homosexuals, and other groups. Once we get rid of them, there will be no more problems. Unity. In the film they put on white shirts. The Nazis put on Hugo Boss uniforms. When we are to be united, we erase the visible differences between us. We are in this together, and no one is superior in the organization. We also don't have to decide what to wear. It's fixed. My problems will actually disappear. I will feel better. Well, whatever I do will no longer be my act, but the regime's act. So I am getting rid of my uniqueness. But on the other hand, I'm also getting rid of my responsibility. And that is great. I don't have to be afraid of my actions. I'm no longer responsible for them. Greater sense of belonging. Actually, the whole organization is great. Unity, discipline, being able to rely on others, and at the same time getting rid of responsibility. I actually like all of us and should do something extra for the organization. I will make the logo, I will make the website, I will promote the organization in the school and in the city. We will start to get used to the organization and it will grow into our personal life. One for all for one. Symbols. How do I know who belongs to the organization, who is with me and who is against me? What can I be proud of? In the film, students are encouraged to use symbols such as the Wella logo and the wave greeting gesture. These symbols lead to the strengthening of group identity and separation from the rest of society. We beat them all. Dictatorship always tries to stuff symbols wherever it can. Flags, salutes, anthems. It is always necessary to show others what belongs to the organization and what does not. Self-actualization. Dictatorship gives everyone a chance. Even those who previously meant nothing can suddenly become central figures. Even though I led a boring life, which I would like to change, doing this for an organization makes me feel like I am contributing to the whole cause with my parts and therefore I am happy. I am self-actualized. The organization changed my life. Violence and intimidation. If I love the organization, it makes me happy. I'm willing to sacrifice everything for it, even my life. No one will take her from me. I will fight for her to the last breath against all her enemies. We will destroy whoever goes against us. We are already unstoppable on the road to World War and the systematic extermination of our enemies. If it succeeds, order will finally be restored and everyone will be happy. And such are the principles of dictatorship. You must have felt a pleasant feeling at least once while watching a video. You would fall for it if you were among them. Therefore, pay attention to all these aspects. Try to be aware of them when you listen to politicians constantly attacking some of the minorities in society. Dictators can be patient, willing to wait decades for an opportunity to seize power. And remember, even if dictatorship sounds good, democracy and freedom are irreplaceable. If you are interested in public events, I recommend you watch this video of mine, which will help you understand today's world a little.